All right.
Nicholas, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend.
Hey, how are you, Matt? So excited to
I'm
see you.
I'm doing very well. Of course, the one day I'm wearing my workout outfit, you look like $1 million in a suit.
Yeah,
What's the occasion?
I just got a new suit by my wife, so thank you if she's watching. But the thing is, I was at Meet Magento yesterday, and in New York, and so I was meeting some customer this morning, and so I say, hey, I'm gonna wear a suit.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, you look very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So today we are going to talk about four topics, pretty exciting. The first one is about holiday shopping. Holiday season is coming, and there's a lot of interesting stats and numbers coming up. The second is we want to talk about one specific brand that is being crushing in video, and they consider themselves video first, and we're going to see some astonishing number about what they're doing and how it's working for them. Then we are going to switch to live stream with WhatNot that announced some numbers about their GMV, and especially WhatNot. This is the platform where a lot of live shopping happen. And then talking live shopping, we're going to transition to TikTok Shop with some pretty interesting brand from one specific brand as well. Really packed about video commerce today, and so excited to be there. So why don't we get started, everyone? All right, everybody, this is Nico again with eStreamy, the company that gets you live stream and video commerce on your site and website, social media, email, SMS, wherever you are, the video is shoppable. So excited to be here. I am here with my great friend, Matt from E6 Marketing, the company that gets you on QVC and HSN. Matt, we have obviously a lot of to talk about, but why don't you start with what the show is about?
Nicholas, I've had some great conversations this week about video commerce. I'm excited to get going today. So thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in to the VCommerce podcast. Whether you're listening to us or seeing us on your social media platforms, this is the podcast that talks about video commerce. What is video commerce? It's the social media shopping platform that was adopted by DRTV, Direct Response Television, then matured into QVC and HSN home shopping. And now you could do your shopping through any digital device, your phone, your tablet, your computer. So Nicholas and I work in this space. We usually talk about 3 or 4 hot topics of the week. Hopefully we engage you a little bit, enlighten you on a couple topics, and you come out of this and go into the weekend a little smarter than you were beforehand. So Nicholas, this was a busy week for me. I had a lot of great conversations with people in the video commerce space. But really, what's today's date? The 11th of October, 2024. And we're in fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter has come a lot earlier this year than it has in the past. It's come a lot earlier in the last couple of years for various reasons. But, this year, there's only 26 days, as I've read, between Black Friday and Christmas this year. Thanksgiving is the latest it can possibly be. So I think a lot of the shoppers through video commerce and others and traditional retail are going to be shopping this month, October and early November. So we already saw Target with their big bonanza, Target Circle Week. Kohl's had a 3-day deal event. Amazon just finished their event, and Walmart already had an event this month. So a lot happening in the retail space. But with 26 days between the holiday or between Black Friday and Christmas, you have to get geared up. You have to follow what's going on and get all your fourth quarter dynamics in order. So in 2023, I read a third of the shoppers started holiday shopping this month in October or earlier. And as it goes throughout the year. This year, more than half will start their shopping in the month of October, which is a lot sooner before. It used to be Black Friday was the beginning of the holiday shopping season. Now we're getting back into October. But why is that? Tighter budget, concerns about inflation, obviously the economy, and we have a major election happening. All that with Black Friday being late. I hope you have your ducks in a row by this time because the fourth quarter is upon us.
Yeah, it's upon us. But there's some interesting stat where it sounds like the next information about retail numbers are going to be much higher than anyone anticipates. There are some rumors that the latest numbers for retail are really, really good. So obviously it's rumors. I'm excited to see if that's really concretized, but currently it's a big jump from the expectation. So it could be really interesting to show that retail is strong. So we'll see what that leads us. But speaking of retail and speaking of big numbers and everything, I want to bring up some news from a brand that we've talked about. We had on the show before. And if you remember, Matt, it's called Battlbox. And Battlbox is an interesting company. What they're doing is basically they're like really into the video commerce space. They consider themselves a video first company. They're super aggressive and very, very, not aggressive, but like they do tons of video content. And look at those numbers, Matt. This is their last month's YouTube results. So this is a brand that do a lot of tons of video content around outdoors. They sell outdoor gears and subscriptions. They had a 25,000 new subscribers, 30 million view for last month alone. And then look at that 11 million minute watch. And this is YouTube only. And I know from John, who is the CEO of that company, that YouTube is a big platform for them, but as TikTok is. And so this is just YouTube. I just found it astonishing, very interesting to see how people can really leverage video commerce in a different way. And what they're doing is really taking on and really creating content. That content is so engaging that people just spend time, and that just lead to sales. And that's I found that's a fascinating player and another interesting way to participate in video shopping. Doesn't have to be that you have the button to make it shoppable, but video is the medium that you communicate with your audience.
And we talk about a lot on this show building community, and I think there is not a better brand out there that builds a community like Battlbox. So it makes sense that it's working for them. They've got a dedicated consumer base. They've also obviously have great content. It's like a little reality shows in each of their videos. So it's wonderful to see these big numbers. Just more and more people gravitating to YouTube is really the proof of what's going on with Battlbox.
Yeah, and they're really good at creating content. It's amazing, right? It's really very astonishing. So if you're interested in this space, I invite to check them out, see what's been working with them. And if you want to chat with John, he's open art, and he's a really cool guy. So engage with him. I really encourage you to do that. He's also running a podcast, the Awesome Podcast, I think it's called. So you can always hear him out, and he's doing that with a couple buddies in the e-com space. A pretty cool podcast too. So anyway, that was the plug for me. But I thought it was really interesting to see that.
I agree. I saw another thing, WhatNot, which is the live stream marketplace for collectors. Their GMV this year and live stream sales alone exceeded $2 billion this year. $2 billion driven by their rewards club. So this is the collectible live streaming app that is blowing up in all kinds of different collectible products. I've done a deep dive into sports collectibles and other different collectibles that they sell. It's really an amazing dynamic. You and I have talked about this. How they sell collectibles is unique and different than any other live streaming or home shopping. With a two-camera dynamic, one on the person, one on the product that they're talking about, or the breaker, the deck that they open. So it's amazing what's going on in this space where collectibles, as we've said, 10, 15 years ago, it really dipped and it kind of went away, and it's come back huge now with social commerce and video commerce and streaming, and there's shows all over the country. There's dynamics with new collectibles, old collectibles, and this company hitting $2 billion already this year is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, literally, you have businesses that are built on WhatNot, like full, just operating there, right? It's going to be like one of those huge success story like eBay, where you're going to have thousands of merchants that are just going to operate on that platform and be very successful at it. It's really fascinating what's happening, and I would not be surprised, honestly, that they branch out to more beauty category and some of those other category. Right now, it's very much collectible and auction-based style, but I'm pretty sure if it's not already the case, that we will see more and more of video commerce happening on that platform. They really are killing it.
I would say that. And I just had conversations in the QVC studio just last week about this. Collectibles were a huge category in the late 90s and the 2000s. They did NASCAR shows. It was called For Race Fans Only every Friday night. And 15, 20 years ago, it would make $1 million an hour for race fans only. They had such a dedicated audience. They were selling die-cast cars and collectibles and flags and very, for the most part, inexpensive
Did you get a chance to ask why they stopped?
Well, you know why? Because the customer wasn't translating to other categories that QVC offered. So it was a dedicated customer base, but she wasn't buying, or he wasn't buying fashion or electronics or jewelry, and that's why they.
So they were diverting the audience of the core customer. Wow.
Right.
But they could have run, like, you could think about it, maybe it would have been worth to run a QVC collectible or something like that, like a separate channel or something.
They could have done that, and they do have multiple channels. At the time, it didn't make sense for them, and then the NASCAR, actually, the sport kind of really dipped the popularity. It's now building back up, so I wouldn't be surprised if a QVC, HSN, or any one of those mainstream live shopping networks jump in on the collectible dynamic. They sold bears, like collectible bears, collectible dolls, and then traditional sports memorabilia, jerseys and cards and T-shirts and things like that. So I love seeing the WhatNot success. I think there's a generation now that's growing up with collectibles as a dynamic. If they're fans of a Pokemon or fans of sports or fans of really anything that's a collectible based product, they're jumping in and building a library for themselves. So it's great to see.
Great to see.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to see and wanted to talk about, and I don't really know the brand, but I'm going to know it more now. I saw a story this morning about Stormy Steele. She is the founder of Canvas Beauty. Canvas Beauty is a skincare and cosmetic beauty brand. This is a young woman, like I said, from Mississippi, then moved to Huntsville, Alabama. She had 2 TikTok shop events this year. In June, she had a 6-hour event and she made $1 million, which is pretty commonplace, I think, for larger brands on TikTok shop this year. That was on June 8th. On September 27th, she did that same number in 3 hours. So half the time she made the same money on TikTok shop. So all it proves to me is that dynamic, that channel is growing exponentially, and you know, vendors or retailers that are in the retail space or e-com space have to consider getting on this channel, not to miss out. Essentially, neither one of us, or I don't work in TikTok shop. I'm fascinated by it. I'm trying to learn every day. I had a couple great conversations this week about it. It's a unique platform, but it works. And she had one product that went viral between, I think, when she launched the brand and then her first TikTok shop show that really drove her sales. But it's the same dynamic that we talk about. She leverages social media. She built a community. She demos, and she talks to her customers, and she's authentic. And all of those things combined make her a success through that platform. Yeah. I'm excited for her, and I'm excited for the whole dynamic.
Yeah, and she say up front that she's the #1 live seller in the United States. So I don't know if that is true or not, and how is that number is, but I have heard about that person before, and I know, like, she's really crushing it on TikTok. But it's pretty impressive. Like, I think, you know, something I was talking with a couple people that are really working with a lot of influencer and creator lately. She say there has been a spike in interest for video commerce, live shopping particularly around Q4. We're seeing more creator coming up and raising the hand to be host, and we're seeing more brand raising also the hand to say, okay, we are now ready. Let's go. Let's put this together. So it's pretty exciting space. I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of growth in this space, and a lot of new things are going to pop up. Remember, we're really at the beginning, so it's really an opportunity to be taken moving forward from that. Because, you know, if you think about this, like, this person, look at her Instagram, and it may be not the platform she's the most active on, but, like, she only has 280,000 followers. If you think about it, right? It's not. I mean, it is definitely decent, right? Extremely. I think we have like 200 followers altogether. But what I'm saying is that this is there are like people that have 13, 20 million followers. This is a person that still is like below the half a mil, and yet, well, our platform of predilection is TikTok, and she's exploding there. But it really showed that the opportunity and is really ahead of us, and there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of things going to happen over the next couple of years.
Well, I did a deep dive, and authenticity is why I think she's so good. She's just genuinely herself, and she's relatable. And I think that's really what drives her. But I would say she learned from what she did in June to double the business in September. So she had best practices. She had a game plan. She had inventory available. She had her set. She had her talking points. She wasn't wasting anyone's time in those 3 hours of her live stream, and it resulted in great success. So if you go in with a game plan, we've talked about it before, blueprints and other things, just don't waste your customers' time. Go in with a strategy, give them value, talk about limited quantities or whatever the dynamic is to get that customer that's on the fence, and drive sales through engagement. And she's done a great job. I'd love to learn more about her. I don't think this will be the last time we talk about her. And I also don't think it'll be the last time we talk about beauty in this space. Video streaming in beauty for beauty is just, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It works so well. Demonstrations, before and afters, illustrations. It's just a category that she loves, she, the customer. And we're going to see more and more successes in beauty.
Absolutely. Well, why don't we move on to shout outs? So my shout out of the week is just wanted to remind everyone that we are running a newsletter where we talk about all those topics. And so if you're interested, if you're on LinkedIn now, you can actually subscribe directly on LinkedIn. So subscribe to Shumli, and then you'll be having a pop-up for subscribing to the newsletter. Or you can also go to catdistribute.com/ and then you will find the newsletter form at the bottom of the website. So join us there. But Matt, why do you have like a special shout out for you?
Yeah, I do. A special shout out to a friend of mine, Rick Domeyer, celebrated 30 years on QVC last night. He had a great 2-hour show, a lot of old footage that they showed throughout it. And QVC Plus did a documentary on Rick called 30 Years of Captain Midnight. So it's only about a 20-minute documentary or 15-minute documentary. It's pretty quick. A lot of behind-the-scenes footage, a lot of great times with Rick, a lot of interviews with not just Rick, but other hosts and producers. So he's one of the best, most energetic, fun, engaging hosts that QVC's probably ever had. And the documentary is for me, it was a fun walk down memory lane, but you'll learn a lot about how QVC makes it fun along the way. And that used to be one of their driving kind of corporate goals. And Rick was like, honestly, the captain of that fun. He's amazing. He continues to drive sales and engage the customer. And last night, like I said, he celebrated 30 years. So if you missed the show, you can catch it on items recently on air on QVC.com, or go to QVC Plus and check out this documentary. It's worth your time.
Amazing. I love that. And we are just publishing a couple images there. So it sounds really interesting. And it's so funny to see, the evolution also, right? Like the old images, and now it's really like, it is the real deal, right? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's live TV. And they show a lot of the bloopers that's gone on and how he reacts to the bloopers and things like that. He put out a fire on camera one time. He broke product. He is funny. He's great. He's just an entertainer, and he mixes in great sales techniques with it. And like I said, check out Captain. What's it? 30 Years of Captain Midnight. That's what it's called. It's on QVC Plus.
Amazing. All right. Well, and on that note, everyone, thank you for being here. We love to have you. We are here every Friday on LinkedIn. We're also you can also find the show on YouTube and on the live e-commerce podcast. If you have any questions, if you want to chat with us, you can always join our live on LinkedIn, as I mentioned, or you can just shoot us an email, shoot us a DM. We would love to know. We are every Tuesday. We also are publishing an episode about video commerce and interview of something every other Tuesday. So check it out on the live e-commerce podcast, on your Spotify, or on your Apple podcast channel. Thank you, Matt, for being here. Please follow us. We will see you again next Friday.
Bye-bye.